why planets in solar system lie on the same orbital planes or planets? Do you want to say that why does it follow the same route again and again? Is that your question? Why does the planet follow the same route again and again? Why can't it go here and there? Is this your doubt? Okay, so now this is very interesting thing, and this is the same question that this is the same logic that we are going to apply on why doesn't satellite fall on the earth. Ever wondered why satellite doesn't fall on the earth? Why doesn't a rocket fall on the earth? Yeah, I mean rocket does fall on the earth, but why does the satellite not fall on the earth? We are going to answer both the questions in a same manner with a diagram. I want you guys to subscribe to the channel. आधा अधूरा काम करना is not theme of this channel. Was that also? Okay. Why doesn't the satellite fall? It is very easy if you see the logic, if you think a little bit logically. Now let us draw a planet. Let us draw a sun first of all. Sun. My tablet is quite slow, so give me a little bit of time. In next stream we will add my tablet over here. I have subscribed so many days ago. Thank you so much. Okay, I hope you can see this. I think you should be able to see this. There is a sun in between and a planet that is rotating around it. Now the question is, now let us jump back to the physics, and now the question is, what are the forces that are acting on this planet? First force, that is the velocity with which it is going forward. So let us ignore that thing for a while, for a minute. Okay, now is there any friction in space? Since you are preparing for NEET, you must know there is hardly any friction in space. So we will nil it out. So we will delete the friction for a second. So now the main thing that is there is gravitation. Now where does the gravitation act? Okay, most important thing. Okay, yeah, gravitational force of sun. If you don't know what gravitational force is or what gravity is, gravity means two objects in a space attract each other with equal and opposite force. I hope this is clear. So let us name this gravitational force Fg, which is acting from the planet towards the sun and from sun to the planet, because force of gravity is equal and opposite. Can you see this? I think you can see this clearly. Fg is forced by gravity, gravitational force of sun. Now there is another force that is acting. If you have ever been on a ride like a roller coaster, not a roller coaster essentially, but a ride that goes in circle, you will feel that if the ride is going on this side, if the ride is going on this side, you will fall on the other side. You will fall on other side. If you are taking a turn, if a bus is taking turn, you will fall on other side. Now this is because of another force that is called as centrifugal force and centripetal force. Now let me load an image if I find a good image. Let me find an image. Okay, so I don't really have any image. Let it be. No, you don't really have to go in that Newton's third law, every reaction has equal and opposite reaction. This is, you don't have to go into the force topic. You just need to understand the basic things. You don't have to jump on the Newton. Okay, for this thing you don't need to. So The second force that is going to act is centrifugal force. Okay, now this is very important, centripetal and centrifugal. Centripetal force is acting towards the center. Centrifugal force is acting away from the center. So here centrifugal force will be acting. Am I correct? Does centrifugal force act outwards? Yeah, centrifugal force acts outwards. So centrifugal force will be Fc. I hope this thing is pretty clear. Can you see the Fc? Can you see the Fc? Can you see the Fc? Just give me a yes. Can you see the Fc? Okay. Can you see it now? Okay, so this is centrifugal force that is going to act outwards. Now in this case, centrifugal force and the gravitational force are going to be equal and they are going to cancel each other. Now for the time being, let us assume that the Fg or the gravitational force is, let's take an example, it is 10. So the centrifugal force is also going to be 10, and because of that there is cancelling of both forces. So the main prominent force that is going to prevail in this planet is only one force, and the force is the direction in which it is going. So at this time both forces are acting in equal and opposite way. Again, yeah, this is Newton's third law, but you don't really have to go to the Newton's third law to answer this. You just need to understand both forces are cancelling each other, and since they are cancelling each other, there is no force that is greater than the other, and this is why there is neutrality in the object, and that is why object can go around and around and potentially never ever stop until and unless it hits with another celestial body, just like any other meteorite or something that will imbalance the forces, and that is when the object will be falling or the planet will be getting out of its orbit, and the path or the orbit that you are going to see, at every point this force is going to get balanced with the gravitational force of Sun. Now when again since you are in class 10th and still preparing for NEET, I will go in a little bit of detail. Okay, so I hope you have understood what goes inside the sun and the planet. Okay, now the question about satellites. Let's address the question about satellites. This is our Earth. Let us name it Earth. So I hope you can see the Earth. Now let us draw a satellite that is going around. Can you hear me? I hope you can see the satellite. Okay, I hope you can see the satellite. So, ever wondered? Okay, let me get into a little bit of ecology of the Earth. Earth is a planet. Okay, very obvious thing. Earth has a blanket of gases that is covering itself. It is called as atmosphere. Now what is atmosphere? Basically it is the covering that that is surrounding Earth, and it has a certain height. Okay, I hope you are understanding. And Earth has a sphere of influence, gravitational sphere of influence. Very, very important thing. Students might get confused in this thing, but you don't have to, because you are preparing for an exam. So there is a sphere of influence up to which Earth's own gravity is working. Earth also has its own gravity. Earth's gravity is working to a certain extent, okay, to a certain distance, where you can feel Earth's gravity. Right now, when you take this eraser and leave it, it is going to fall down because it is inside Earth's sphere of gravity. Our atmosphere is sticking to the land. Basically, why it is in its place is because of Earth's sphere of influence, gravitational sphere of influence, where Earth's gravity can be felt. Now, as you board a rocket and you take the rocket and you sit inside the rocket, and then you shoot yourself to the atmosphere, beyond atmosphere, and at a point where there is zero gravity. Now, what does zero gravity mean? Zero gravity is a stage where you cannot experience the force of gravity that is pulling you towards the Earth. And so this is also a sort of neutrality. Now you might be asking, if something is not pulling me backwards, if Earth is not pulling me backwards, what is pulling me forward? The answer can be gravitational law of gravitation. Every celestial body that you are going to see is pulling you in the same force that you are pulling the body. So two bodies in space get attracted to each other with equal and opposite force. So when you board a rocket and then you go to the space, when you go beyond the sphere of influence, right there, after you reach to the sphere of influence, you no longer experience the Earth's gravity. So you are in a state of neutrality, and this is where all the satellites that you see, from Tesla to India's ISRO to SpaceX, sorry, not Tesla, but SpaceX, all the military satellites, all Chinese satellites, all Japanese satellites, all European and Australians are quite dumb, so they don't have any satellites currently, but European Space Agency, they don't have rockets currently, but they have satellites. So in the similar way, USA, Russia, India, they have their own space programs that launch satellites on the sphere of influence, where beyond the sphere of influence, where the Earth's gravity cannot be felt. So this is where the satellites are launched, so that now if you want to see the same thing over here, let me explain. Okay, so right here, when you see this thing here, the Earth's gravity sphere of influence, okay, is pulling satellites toward itself, but the satellite is at a verge where it cannot fall into the Earth's gravitational sphere of influence, and that is why it keeps on going around continuously for years, for months. A new video is going to come out very, very soon. This is going to be the part 2, so I'm kind of leaking this update, but a video on International Space Station will be live very, very soon. As soon as the podcast number 1 gets 100 views, it will be out. There you will get to know what marvels of science can get you, where marvels of science can get a person, a civilization. Basically, International Space Station is a satellite that is as big as 4 football fields, and it is beyond the sphere of influence, and there it is staying, and scientists are working over there. So yeah, a very, very interesting thing that I will be talking in my podcast. So I am saving a lot of things, and I hope this doubt is clear. If you have any other doubt, go for it.